It's not all glitz and glamour for the lives of our favorite Hollywood stars. In fact, things get darker for them more often than you'd think. Although respecting the private lives of celebrities is important, fans sometimes get lucky when a star drops a secret from their past all by themselves. Today we are going to be counting down the list of the top 10 dark secrets exposed in celebrity interviews. Coming in at number 10, Rose McGowan was in a cult. Rose McGowan, an American actress and activist best known for her role in the 1996 film Scream, was also recognized by Time magazine in 2017 as the magazine's Person of the Year for speaking out about the Me Too movement, and has gone on to publish a memoir entitled Brave. The star's accolades are even more impressive after learning that she and her family are victims of a cult. Rose told the Irish Times in 2019 that within the cult she saw and experienced abuse and mistreatment. The McGowan family decided to escape the cult when they started advocating for forced marriages, her father allegedly saying that that was too far. Yeah, I'd say. Rose had spoke out about her experience quite a lot, serving as a big inspiration, as even though she experienced something incredibly traumatic, she was still able to find happiness and safety later in her life. At number 9 on the list we have Charlize Theron's family secret. Theron is one of the highest paid actresses working in Hollywood today, but that doesn't mean her life has been at all easy. The atomic blonde actress kept her private life private for a very long time, often telling interviewers that her father had been killed in a car accident when she was 15. This, however, turned out to be a lie. Theron told NPR that her father's passing was actually due to an act of self-defense. She describes her father coming into her family home in tyrannical rage, toting a weapon. Theron's mother was forced to press her body against a door to stop him from entering and hurting both her and Charlize. Eventually, Theron's mother grabbed her own weapon and enacted self-defense to save her and her daughter, and Charlize witnessed the entire event. There weren't any charges brought against her mother, and Theron has spoken at length about how she is not ashamed of her past. Instead, she wants victims of similar circumstances to know that they aren't alone. Coming in at number 8 is Leighton Meester. The actress of Gossip Girl fame lived quite an opposite life from her television alter ego, the extravagant Blair Waldorf. Meester revealed to US Magazine that both her mother and father had served time in Texas for their involvement in smuggling substances. In fact, her mother was locked up when she gave birth to Leighton, causing her to be raised by her grandmother. Leighton said in the 2008 interview that it makes me very non-judgmental and open-minded, and I think it makes me appreciate the things that I have now. Currently, Meester and her mom, who was released in 1986 after serving only 16 months, have quite a solid relationship. I'm glad that Meester has opened up about this experience because it isn't uncommon for parents to make mistakes and come out on the other end from them. She probably served as a relatable figure for many children and adults. Now at number 7 is Demi Lovato. The ex-Disney star with 8 studio albums has become very honest and candid about her mental health struggles and substance abuse. In a 3-part docu-series entitled Dancing with the Devil, Lovato reveals the intimate details of the night she was found unconscious in her Los Angeles home, just a month after revealing she had broken her sobriety from substance addiction. Her near-fatal 2018 overdose caused her to suffer a heart attack, multiple strokes, and brain damage. The series also covered her months-long road to recovery that followed, where she spent almost 2 weeks in a hospital before undergoing treatment at a rehab facility and then a sober living facility. Since then, Demi has been able to continue her successful career and plans to help direct a Hulu original documentary on child stardom coming out in 2024. And at number 6 we have the story of Jack Nicholson's mother. The Shining and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest lead, Jack Nicholson, thought he had a pretty good idea of who his mother was for the first 40 years of his life. However, in 1974, Time magazine revealed that the woman who Nicholson believed to be his mother was actually his grandmother, and had been raised believing that his biological mother was his sister. June Nicholson became pregnant with Jack at only 17 years old in 1936 by a man who was already married at the time. Her mother stepped in and decided it was best if Jack be raised as her brother for both him and the entire family. When Jack finally found out the news, both his mother and grandmother had already passed away. However, Nicholson was not torn up by this revelation and says that his discovery was dramatic, but it wasn't what he'd called traumatizing. He also said to Rolling Stone that he was very impressed by their ability to keep the secret. If nothing else, it's done great things for him. He's jokingly referred to June as his sister mother in the press, but hasn't spoken much about it since. In the long run, I assume he doesn't really care about this and instead just thinks it's probably a bit scandalous. And coming in at number 5 is Gabrielle Union. The She Is All That, 10 Things I Hate About You star and lead in a movie on Netflix released this year entitled The Perfect Find, comes in with an impressive 24-year career. Unfortunately, the star has revealed that she was only 19 years old when she was assaulted and threatened with a weapon. While trying to close a store at the mall she worked at, a man who gave her second thoughts entered. She admits that she wished to have listened to that gut feeling, saying, "When the man who assaulted me came into the store, my heart said run, but I was raised to be polite and not make others uncomfortable." Women are constantly second-guessing our instincts, but you know your body, and when your body is telling you something is wrong, we're given instincts for a reason. Union is now an advocate for many different human rights organizations, including standing up for people who are victims of the same crime as her. At number 4 is Jennifer Hudson's family tragedy. The powerhouse singer and actor who made her Broadway debut in The Color Purple in 2015 experienced an incredibly traumatic and devastating event in 2008. In her hometown of Chicago, her mother and 7-year-old nephew were murdered by Hudson's estranged husband. She revealed her feelings on the event to the Glamour magazine in 2015, saying, "It's frustrating to me to have someone who has never lost anything try to talk to me about it. I want to say don't even bother because you know nothing. But you never know how much you can get through until you've gone through it." Currently, Jennifer rarely speaks about this experience, and it's understandable as to why. It completely altered her life. "I went from being an aunt, having a mom, and being a child, to not having a mom, becoming a mom, and raising my own child." Fortunately, Hudson has been able to recover from losing members of her family and has had her own daytime talk show since 2022. And at number 3 is Eden Cher and Unhealthy Habits. The middle actress Cher revealed to the New York Times that a big fad before award shows is a treatment called slim wrapping. She explained, "A technician wraps your toes to neck to wrists in 15 to 20 tight ace bandages, which are squirted in a cloudy, warm mineral solution. And then you're instructed to bounce on a trampoline for 50 minutes. This isn't the only dangerous fad that awards season promotes, as actress Naomi Watts also confirmed while being interviewed by Ryan Seacrest that many women usually starve themselves for days leading up to the event, and this behavior has been dubbed Oscarexia. The brutal standards that women feel they must live up to is often impossible as much as it is viciously unhealthy." Cher said, "It's terrifying that everyday people across America and the world look to Hollywood to tell them what is pretty and how they should attain it. It's completely unattainable, of course, but rather than saying that, the magazines and tabloid TV shows buy in. It's an award season staple, whatever that means. I don't put any blame on the people partaking in these fads, but instead the people in charge of them, like production teams and managers who often force these ideals upon them in order to make money, because hey, insecurity is a lucrative business." And our runner-up on the list is Drew Barrymore's childhood. The current daytime talk show host was once the poster child of child stardom, leading in blockbuster hits such as E.T. and Firestarter by the time she was 12 years old, as well as being the youngest guest host ever seen on SNL. She became a household name pretty quickly. It often takes years for someone to achieve the same amount of international notoriety and respect, but was this early fame and fortune really worth it? Drew has spoken incredibly candidly about her experience with being a child star, releasing an autobiography entitled Little Girl Lost, which became a New York Times bestseller that explained her entire journey. From the substance use and abuse she began as a 10-year-old that landed her in rehab twice by the age of 13, the presence of adults with malevolent intentions and parental mistreatment, it seems that the show business is not usually a very safe place for children. Drew is still active in the industry today with shows like the Santa Clarita Diet in 2017 and starred in the 2020 film The Stand-In. She was also named one of the 100 most influential people in the world by Time magazine in 2023. And our number 1 spot goes to Halle Berry. The Golden Age Hollywood star revealed to Parade magazine that she had once contemplated taking her own life, choosing not to go through with the decision after remembering that her mother would find her. It's fairly recent for celebrities to become so honest about their struggles with mental health, as the stigma surrounding it would cause publicists to advise against it. This unfortunately led to the deaths of celebrities like Marilyn Monroe and Audrey Hepburn, because they were from an era where actresses had to be perfect, as anything else would have them ending up in the tabloids and without work. Both of these ladies struggled with eating disorders, and Monroe suffered with what we now know as bipolar disorder. The changing landscape of how society views mental illness has allowed platforms for people like Halle Berry to tell their stories and let people who feel the same way know that they aren't alone with the struggle. Berry is not the first to reveal her own attempt, as other stars including the aforementioned Drew Barrymore and Owen Wilson have also come forward with their own stories. Catherine Zeta-Jones also went public with her bipolar diagnosis in 2011 and said, "There is no need to suffer silently and there is no shame in seeking help." Thank you guys so much for watching our top 10 lists of dark secrets exposed in celebrity interviews. Let me know what your favorite dark celebrity secret is in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.